Is Max Verstappen about to pull off the most spectacular championship comeback in Formula One history? Can a driver really overcome a 69-point deficit with just 7 races remaining? And why are McLaren insiders now admitting they're genuinely worried about the 4-time world champion's resurgence? What happened in Baku last weekend wasn't just another race win for Verstappen. It was a seismic shift that has completely rewritten the championship mathematics. After Piastri's lap 1 retirement and with Norris stuck battling through traffic, the Dutchman delivered his 6th career Grand Slam, tying Lewis Hamilton's record and sitting just 2 behind the legendary Jim Clark. But here's what everyone's missing. This wasn't just about one race. This was the moment Red Bull's controversial Monza upgrades finally proved their worth. The numbers tell a brutal story. Before Baku, Verstappen was trailing by 109 points. A gap that seemed insurmountable even for a 4-time world champion. McLaren had been dominant, with their drivers sharing victories and podiums, while Red Bull struggled with a car that Verstappen himself had been openly critical about. The Austrian team was hemorrhaging points, and the championship fight appeared to be between the 2 McLaren drivers rather than involving Red Bull at all. But then came 2 consecutive victories, Monza and Baku, paired with Piastri's devastating DNF. Suddenly 40 points had vanished from the Australians' lead. The mathematics shifted from impossible to merely improbable. Yet, even Verstappen himself remains cautiously realistic about his chances, stating, "It's 7 races to go and it's still 69 points. It's a lot. Basically, everything needs to go perfectly from my side, and then I need a bit of bad luck from McLaren's side as well." The technical reality is equally challenging. Red Bull's recent success has come exclusively on low downforce circuits, tracks that suit their new floor upgrades perfectly. But the calendar ahead is dominated by high downforce venues, starting with Singapore, a circuit that has historically been Verstappen's kryptonite. But here's where this story takes an unexpected turn, and why McLaren's team principal Andrea Stella is refusing to write off Red Bull despite their mathematical disadvantage. On paper, the solution seems simple. Verstappen needs to outscore Norris by 6 points, and Piastri by 10 points every weekend. With 3 sprint events remaining, that target becomes slightly more achievable, more opportunities to claw back crucial points. The presence of those sprint weekends effectively gives Red Bull additional chances to capitalize on any McLaren mistakes. According to Helmut Marko's technical analysis, the new floor mounted at Monza has transformed Red Bull's competitiveness on low downforce tracks. The upgrades aren't just working, they're working spectacularly. When Yuki Tsunoda can finish P6 in Baku, as Marko noted, you know that the results are not based on luck. The car's fundamental characteristics have genuinely improved, but this apparent solution masks a deeper problem. Marko himself acknowledges the limitations. It's not only high downforce that's challenging, it's always bloody hot there, which our car doesn't seem to like so much. So, it will be the real benchmark as to where we are with the new upgrades. Singapore looms as the ultimate test. Verstappen has never won at the Marina Bay circuit, not even during his dominant 2023 season when he won 19 out of 23 races. If Red Bull can be competitive there, Marko admits, then maybe we can start dreaming. The real game changer isn't just Red Bull's improved performance, it's what's happening inside the McLaren garage that could hand Verstappen the opening he needs. Here's the factor everyone's overlooking. McLaren now has 2 drivers in genuine championship contention, and that internal pressure could be Verstappen's secret weapon. With Norris having closed to within 6 points of Piastri after Baku, both McLaren drivers have everything to prove to their team. The mathematical reality is that they're now racing each other as much as they're racing Verstappen. Andrea Stella's recent comments revealed just how seriously McLaren is taking the Red Bull threat. Despite holding a comfortable points advantage, Stella stated categorically, "Red Bull is a very serious contender to win races and a very serious contender for the Drivers' Championship. We don't have to forget that. First of all, he's Max Verstappen, world champion for the last 4 years in a fast car." This isn't diplomatic politeness. This is genuine concern from a team principal who understands that championship dynamics can shift dramatically. Stella specifically acknowledged that there are races where McLaren may not enjoy any advantage from a competitiveness point of view. The psychological element is equally significant. Verstappen himself has noted a fundamental change in his relationship with the car. It's just a combination of a lot of things that have gone better in the last few weeks. We have understood a bit more about the car. When a four-time world champion starts tapping the car after qualifying sessions because he finally understands what it's doing, that represents a profound shift in confidence and performance potential. But the calendar ahead presents both Verstappen's greatest opportunity and his biggest challenge, and the key races might not be the ones you expect. Las Vegas represents Verstappen's best remaining opportunity, a low downforce circuit similar to Baku, where Red Bull's upgrades should shine. But between now and then lies a gauntlet of high downforce circuits that could either confirm Red Bull's resurgence or end Verstappen's championship hopes entirely. Singapore is the immediate test, followed by Circuit of the Americas with its high-speed corners and long straights demanding maximum downforce. Mexico's thin air will force teams to run larger wings, creating a unique challenge that could favor either manufacturer depending on their aerodynamic efficiency. The psychological pressure on McLaren is intensifying, with 224 points still available and both their drivers now in direct competition. The potential for costly mistakes increases exponentially. Team orders could become necessary, but controversial. Strategy disagreements could emerge. Most dangerously, on-track incidents between teammates become a realistic possibility when championship positions are at stake. Verstappen needs perfection, but McLaren needs to avoid imperfection, and historically, the latter has proven more difficult to achieve. The Austrian crash earlier this season already cost Verstappen valuable points that he can never recover, making every remaining point crucial. Will Red Bull's high downforce performance in Singapore finally answer whether their upgrades can work across all circuit types? Can McLaren manage two championship contending drivers without the internal politics destroying their points advantage? And most intriguingly, if Verstappen somehow manages to win this championship from 69 points behind, would it cement his legacy as the greatest driver in Formula One history? The next 7 races won't just decide the 2024 championship. They'll determine whether we've just witnessed the beginning of one of motorsport's most remarkable comebacks. What do you think? Is Verstappen's championship bid realistic or just wishful thinking? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed because this championship fight is about to get very interesting.